Hello everyone, welcome to my video on visibility modes in inheritance. In this video, we will learn which are different visibility modes, which is visibility of what is visibility of class members, what is protected mode, what is effect of visibility modes in inheritance, question and answer session, and one assignment or exercise for you at the end. Visibility modes. The first visibility mode is private mode. The second mode is public mode, and third mode is protected mode. So three visibility modes are there: private mode, public mode, and protected mode. Private mode means in this mode the private data members are not accessible outside the class. They are accessible by member functions of its own class only. In this way, data hiding is implemented using private mode. So whatever the data members declared within the class under private section, they are accessible by the member functions of its own class only. The private data member not accessible outside the class. Public mode. The public data members are accessible outside the class also. They are accessible by member functions and objects of its own class. So if you declare the data members as public or member functions as public, they are easily accessible outside the class also, but due to this the data hiding property of OOP is spoiled, and hence usually the data members are not declared in public mode. Protected mode. The protected data members are accessible by member functions within its class and within a class which is implemented immediately derived from it. So this protected mode is generally used in inheritance. It is useful in inheritance. The data members of base class are sometimes required to access in its derived class, and you know that the private data members are not accessible outside the class, means they are not accessible even in its derived class also. So sometimes to solve certain problem, it is required or it is necessary to access these private members in its immediate derived class also, and in such situation these data members are declared as protected. And due to this protected visibility mode, these data members are accessible in the immediate derived class of the base class. Let us see how they are used. In suppose base is a class, you can have a private section, that is a private mode. Under that data members, protected mode. It's under that the data members, public mode, the member functions or data members, end of the class. So like this, these keywords are used in this particular sequence. You can use in any sequence, but it is recommended to specify these three modes in this sequence: private, protected, and then public. So one class may have all three modes or all three sections: private, protected, and public. A class can use all three visibility modes for declaring its members. Now these members may be data members or member functions or both. These private data members, these members are visible to member functions within its class. So whatever data members are declared within the class, they are visible to member functions within its class. So whatever the member function in this class are defined, these member functions can only access these private data members. Then if there are protected data members, then these protected members are visible to member functions of its own class and of its derived class. So these protected data members can be accessed by the member functions of this class, that is a base class, as well as these protected data members are accessible in the immediate derived class of this base class. And last, the public members. The public members are visible to all functions within a program. So outside the class, whichever the function you are using or you are calling, in all these functions these public members are accessible or visible. So this is the difference between the private mode, protected mode and public mode, and which are used for declaring the data members or member functions within the class. Now let us understand with the help of one example. Let us say B is a class in which the private section A variable is a private data member and B variable is a protected data member. So A is private member and B is protected member. In public section, I am defining getData function which accepts two arguments, one integer and second float type, and like this these two arguments are assigned to data members A and B. So end of the class. So this is class B having A as a private member, B as a protected member and getData as a public member. There is one more class D, which is a derived class derived from class B. This particular class is having the private data member total. In public section there is put total function, and in this put total function, suppose I am writing this total is equal to A plus B. Suppose I am trying to get the total, that is addition of variable A plus variable B. This is not allowed. Why it is not allowed? Because A is a private data member of class B and private data member of any class are not accessible outside the class. Then protected B. So the B is also used. As B is a protected, it is accessible, but A is not accessible. Total B plus 100. So here B is protected member of class B and D is its derived class. So this protected member B is accessible in the derived class D. So this statement is allowed. So A is private member of class B, hence not accessible in class D. I repeat, A is private member of class B, hence not accessible in class D. And B is a protected member of class B, hence accessible in its derived class D. So this small b is a protected member declared in class capital B, hence it can be accessible in its derived class D. So that we have done total is equal to B plus 100. So this is allowed, and then I have displayed the total. End of the class. So like this, here you can easily understand from this example that the private data members are not accessible outside the class. Protected data member is accessible in its immediate derived class. Let us go for a C++ program to implement multi-level inheritance, and in this we will use the private, protected and public modes. The problem definition is like this: write a C++ program to implement multi-level inheritance as shown in figure. Accept roll number, name and marks of student and display total marks using protected mode. There is a class student having data members roll number and name. From this class, one class is derived, that is class name is test. Data members are marks 1 and marks 2. From test class, one more class is derived, result. So class result is having one data member, that is total. Now this marks 1 and mark 2, these data members will be accessible in result class using protected mode. So let us write a program using protected mode. As usual, include iostream.h. Let us go for defining base class. Student is a base class. Its data members in private section, roll number, name of student. Roll number and name of student. I have declared two variables, roll number integer type and name character type array. So by default it is a private section and private data members. Public section, in this I have member functions. First member function get student, which will accept the value of roll number and will accept the value of name of student using input operations cin roll number and get as name. So this is get student, will accept the information of student, that is roll number and name. Second member function is put student, which will display the roll number and name of student. So cout roll number and cout name, it will display the roll number and name of student. End of the class. So like this we have defined base class student. Let us go for intermediate base class, that is test. So the class test, which is publicly derived from student base class. So base class is student and derived class is test. So from student class, test class is derived. So here it has a protected section instead of private. Now I am declaring this data members in as protected. Usually we are defining this or declaring data members as private data members, but in intermediate base class I am declaring marks1 and marks2, these two variables, as protected. So like this, marks1 and marks2 are protected data members of class test and they will be accessible to its immediate derived class. So whatever the class we are going to derive from test class, in that class marks1 and marks2 will be accessible. So like this, here this is the protected data member declaration. Public section, member functions get marks. So only one member function is there, get marks, which will accept the value of marks1 and marks2. End of the intermediate base class, that is a test. So here marks1 and marks2 are protected and accessible in derived class. Let us go for the member function definition on next slide. Member function definition: to accept the marks of student, get marks, which is the member function of test class. So test scope resolution of it accepts no arguments and returns no value. Enter marks of two subjects using cin marks1 marks2, accept the marks. End of the function. So like this we have finished the complete definition of class test, which is intermediate base class and derived from student class. Let us define derived class result, which is derived from test class. So my first line of class definition is class result colon operator public test. So result class is publicly derived from class test. Private section, only one data member, that is a total. Public section, in public section now put total. I can find now total is equal to marks1 plus marks2. So total is a private data member of this result, which is accessible within its own class. Marks1 and marks2, these are the protected data members of test class, and as they are protected data members of test class and result is the immediate derived class of test class, it is allowed to use marks1 and marks2 within test class, and you can easily find out the total like this. Total is equal to marks1 plus marks2, display total. End of the function. So like this, here total is equal to marks1 plus marks2, and this two variables marks1 and marks2 are protected members, hence accessible in derived class. So as per the meaning of protected data members, this I am using from test class to result class. If they are declared as private, then that will not be allowed, but we have declared them as protected, that's why we can use it in derived class result. Let us go for main program. int main create object of result r, display the message enter data of student, accept the student information, that is roll number and name, by calling get student function using r object r dot get student. Then call get marks function of intermediate base class using r object r dot get marks. Then input operation is finished. Now we will go for output operation. Let us display the data of student, r dot put student. So r object is calling the function of base class which will display roll number and name of student. Then r dot put total, r object is calling the member function put total, which is the derived class member function which will display the total marks. Return 0, end of the main function. So like this we have completed the C++ program. Let us go for output. What output will be displayed? So first of all it will display the message enter data of student, then it will accept the roll number, let us say 75, then it will accept name of student, let us say Sanjay Patil, then it will accept marks of two subjects, let us say 22 and 20, then it will display the data of student as an output, roll number 75, name Sanjay Patil, and total marks 42. So like this we have implemented multi-level inheritance using private mode, protected mode and public mode. Let's check whether you have understood the concept of these three visibility modes by a question answer session. The first question is, how many visibility modes are in C++? So how many visibility modes we have studied in this particular video? So you have to answer a single number. Second question is, identify the visibility mode with the help of following description. So now I am going to give you the description, and by reading that description you have to identify what type of visibility mode is this. The first is, the class members are accessible within and outside the class also. The class members are accessible within the class, within its own class, and outside the class also. So which visibility mode is supporting this? Second, the class members are accessible within the class only, they are not accessible outside the class. So what are the members in that mode you are declaring? They are accessible within its own class only and they are not accessible outside the class. So identify the mode. Third question, the class members are accessible within the class and its immediate derived class. So whatever the class members you will declare within the mode, they are accessible within its own class and its immediate derived class. So which mode is supporting this? So like this you have to answer the with name of mode, whether it is private mode or protected mode or public mode. Question number 3, which mode supports the data hiding property of OP? Out of these modes, which mode supports the data hiding property? Next question and the last question, which mode is useful to inherit data members of base class into derived class? Which mode is useful to inherit the data members of base class into derived class? So if you are able to answer these questions, then you have learned the concept of visibility modes in C++, which are used in inheritance. Let us have an assignment or exercise for you. The problem definition is like this. So there is one class student having two data members, roll number, name. Then the marks class is derived from student class. There are 6 data members, sub1, sub2, sub3, sub4, sub5. These are the marks of 5 subjects and total. From marks class, one more class is derived, that is result. This result class is having one data member percent, and in that there is display total and display percent. So the total and percentage marks are displayed within the result class, not in the marks class. So like this you have to use this numbers of marks class into result class by declaring them as protected data members. Then only it is possible. So the complete problem definition is like this. Write a C++ program to implement the multi-level inheritance as shown in figure. Accept roll number, name, marks of 5 subjects and display roll number, name, total marks and percentage marks of one student. Thank you for watching this video on visibility modes. Hope you understood the concept clearly. Thank you.